Oh, self-doubt, my old friend.
The world thinks we need to stay inside this box.
But sometimes we get ideas that are so good.
You can call it spirit, you can call it God,
Sometimes it's just like super obvious when it doesn't.
but you know what it is.
It's flat out saying, I don't think I can do this.
That thing that's back of everything.
We're not actually having to do anything. Well, hey there, and welcome to Truth Be Told. We are the Soul Evolution Collaborative, and this is episode 19. Hard to believe that we've been at it for that long already. Seems like we just started a couple weeks ago. But it is also very exciting that we are this far into this journey, and I hope that you have been able to follow along and really embody some of this information and allow it to help you transform your journey. So congratulations for making it this far, whether this is your first week, 19th week, or 5th week. I know that this information, this time together, this fun that we're having is truly transformative. Last month, we were talking about common quandaries, and what we realized is in diving into these things that all of us deal with at some degree or another, we realize there's a whole other level, so a whole level deeper than where we had even gone before. So this month is Common Quandaries 2.0. This is actually our third week of Common Quandaries 2.0. This week is self-doubt, and it is just as juicy and transformative as those before. So some really awesome information coming up, and some like super truths, some super truth bombs to drop on you about self-doubt and what it really means, why it's really there, what to do about it. So just like every other week, I hope that you can enjoy, sit back, relax, and soak in this ancient wisdom.
Oh, self-doubt, my old friend. We've been here before, haven't we? So let's look at it. It's our challenge of the week, self-doubt. How does it happen? Well, generally, it happens when we receive an idea. We're having ideas all the time. Some are better than others, but sometimes we get ideas that are so good. We know that they are inspired. What does inspired mean? I have heard it said that it means spirit within. It's breathing it in. It's breathing spirit into us. Where does consciousness, all these things, where does it come from? Well, it's our higher self or the infinite, whatever it is. But sometimes we know that the idea that we get is so good. We've got to act on it. We need this. And that's when self-doubt can rear its ugly head, right? Sometimes it's just like super obvious when it does it. It's flat out saying, I don't think I can do this. And that's where that inspiration, that idea dies. Sometimes it can be a little more kind of sneaky. We get to working, we feel good about it, and then it reminds us this is a really good idea. But I bet somebody else is probably already working on it. They'll probably beat you to it. And then we just kind of see an easy way out, an easy excuse to just let that inspiration die again. And part of the problem with this and why it happens to us over and over again is because we never get to find out what it is that we missed out on. We never know what would have been had we followed these inspired ideas. And so that's what kind of just plays into a repeating cycle. When nothing really changes, we're comfortable. So it's not like we really lost anything, at least nothing that we can tangibly acknowledge that we lost, so it's not that big of a deal. But as they say, when we end up on our deathbed, it's not the things that we did that we regret, it's the things that we didn't do. And so that's when, myself, I don't want to end up at the end of my life and look back and say, man, I never took a shot. I've had a lot of good ideas in my time, a lot of ideas that I felt really inspired about that I did just let die. I don't want to do that anymore. So that's what it does. The self-doubt robs us from a greater good, from way of living life in a bigger way. But here's the thing, it's not a victimless crime. It doesn't rob just you individually. A lot of these good ideas benefit so many other people around you. So that the thief, self-doubt, it robs also from the collective. And again, who knows what would have been if we had followed our ideas of inspiration. Think about all the people that you admire, the people in human history that have changed the path that we're on. The Rosa Parkses, Mahatma Gandhi, Wilbur Wright. There's so many different people that literally changed human evolution. Imagine if those people had succumbed to self-doubt. Who knows where we would be? And the other part of that is, who knows where we would be if more people had acted on their inspired ideas. There's many people that have changed the course of history, and many people that could have, that we'll never know about. Who knows what we would be experiencing in this world. So, don't let that happen to you. To help with that, let's take a look at Reverend Ryan and Reverend Dan, find out where the opportunity is, what's the gift that could come from self-doubt, and learn about a tool that'll help us get there. Self-doubt. Our days are getting shorter, fewer between. Don't necessarily want to dance with you anymore.
Somewhere along the lines, we have all picked up some version of this voice, this tape on repeat, that constantly thinks it is its job to remind us that the world thinks we need to stay inside this box. And we forgot or never knew that this is not true. That voice is not even ours, it is a voice of something outside of ourselves. And the truth behind this is simply fabricated by the default thinking of the world. And yes, the feeling that comes along with these moments that we have associated with self-doubt is real. The feeling is real. But we have associated it incorrectly. We have been mislabeling it without having a better option. And in reality, this moment is there. The feeling is there to allow us to stop and remember that we are a part of something greater than we are. In those moments where we have come to find self-doubt is really a moment of self-recognition. Imagine if every time you stopped doing something because you had doubt about yourself, whether you were good enough or worthy enough or whatever version of self-doubt showed up in that moment. Imagine if every time that was actually a moment of self-recognition. We have this huge opportunity, and this is in fact the opportunity of the week. We have this huge opportunity with self-doubt to turn that around, and in every moment that there is a doubt that makes us stop, we can use this as a moment of recognition that, oh yeah, we are part of that thing that's greater than us. We're not actually having to do anything. There isn't anything in us to doubt because we're not responsible for the actual creation or doing of this thing that we have come to doubt. So when we recognize this truth, it frees us. When we don't recognize this truth, we are left bound. We are left stuck in this rut that the world has come to believe is true, is real, and this robs us of our power. So it is our job to change this default thinking, not only for ourselves, but when we take part in interrupting this cycle of default thinking, we are taking part in changing that cycle for future generations. We are taking part in the human evolution of consciousness. So not only do we owe this to ourselves, but we have this responsibility to change the default thinking for future generations. And this simply starts with our awareness. Paying attention to the voice in our head. What are we telling ourselves? What has the voice in our head learned from the world that is not true? To change it is specifically around self-doubt. Self-doubt is not a real voice of ours. It is something we've picked up from the world, and it is ours to interrupt that, to stop that. When you truly recognize your human nature as divine nature, there's nothing left to doubt.
Hey there, we aren't quite done yet, but I want to take a moment to thank you so much for being here. We are grateful for all the support that we receive. And thank you so much for being here and watching with us. It's truly been a pleasure to pull all this together and bring some ancient wisdom and inspiration to you. If you feel the call to pay it forward, we welcome your gifts. You can always text a donation to 616-207-0007, including the keyword SEC, and more details on how to give on our website. Self-doubt. This is a tough one, and I know that we all experience this from time to time. I know I do. So for the tool for the week, in thinking about how I experience self-doubt in my own life, and then how I use a little trick to kind of get me out of that mindset. So what I call this is the I am statements. So first, sit down and think about all of the qualities that I can attribute to the universe, to my understanding of the divine presence. You can call it spirit, you can call it God, you can call it nature, but you know what it is, that thing that's back of everything. So I sit down, take a little bit of time, and reflect on what are the qualities that I would attribute to this thing. So it may be goodness, beauty, truth, love, joy, all of those amazing things. When we think about the universe, we think about nature, when we look at everything that is in front of us, all wonder, those amazing things that we attribute to this divine presence. And then I remind myself that I am a part of that, that all that is, all that this universal power and presence is in me, that I'm not separated from it. It's not something that it has and I don't. Instead, those qualities infuse every part of who and what I am, because I'm connected to this universe. I'm connected to this power and presence, whatever you want to call it. So once I understand, I've got the qualities, I understand my connection. And then the last step is to put the I am. And so I think about those qualities. You know, the universe is beautiful. The universe is truth. The universe is love and joy. And then I just change it just a little bit. And I say, I am truth. I am love. I am joy. I am peace. And you see, it begins to shift when we understand that we are that. Then we can start to operate from that space, and not from a space of doubt, but from a space of connection and understanding that we are the embodiment, we are the divine expressions. So that's the tool for the week. Sit down, take a few minutes, write down all of those qualities that you would attribute to this universal power, presence, divine, whatever you want to call it. And then take those same qualities and put I am in front of it. And just see what that small exercise, what a powerful shift that you can experience this week.
Thank you for being here, and an even bigger thank you for watching until the end. If you'd like to take an even deeper dive, join us in conversation on Thursday night. We will explore this week's topic, answer questions, and just be together in a truly transformative experience. While you're here, click like and share, join our Facebook community, so you can stay in contact with your community. The Soul Evolution Collaborative is supported and made possible by people like you. If you feel the call to help financially support this mission, you can text or give online. More information at soulevolutioncollaborative.org. All donations are tax deductible and greatly appreciated. To stay up to date, visit the Soul Evolution Collaborative website at soulevolutioncollaborative.org to sign up for email news and inspiration. We'll see some of you Thursday night at 7 p.m. Everybody else, we'll see you next week. Be well.